Welcome to 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews, where we take random movies from Metacritic's 15K Plus movies to randomly watch, whether we like it or not. Hello and welcome to episode 39 of 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews. This is Colin.
And this is Niall.
And this is random movie number 40 on Time Magazine's top Christmas movies of all time, I guess. And this was a movie from Finland called Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale.
And there were some colons exported.
Yeah, near the end, yeah. From 2010, I never heard of it before. It's got a Metascore of 71, a user score of 7.1, which is coincidentally enough. It had a budget of $1.8 million and a box office of $4 million. So for a Finnish movie, that was pretty decent. Yeah. The nutshell of it all is it's the eve of Christmas in northern Finland, and an archaeological dig has just unearthed the real Santa Claus. But this particular Santa isn't the one you want coming to town. When the local children begin mysteriously disappearing, young Pietari and his father Rauno, a reindeer hunter by trade, capture the mythological being and attempt to sell Santa to the misguided leader of the multinational corporation sponsoring the dig. This happens in the last 5 minutes of the movie. Santa's elves, however, will stop at nothing to free their fearless leader from captivity, which again happens in the last 10 minutes of the movie. What ensues is a wildly humorous nightmare, a fantastically bizarre polemic on modern-day morality. That's from Oscilloscope Laboratories, the production house or whatever that was behind the movie. All of the plot devices there happen in the last third of the movie.
Yeah. There's a very slow build up to that point. I guess the budget doesn't allow them to have more stuff happening.
Well, they fit a lot in. There's a kid riding a helicopter and...
like we're looking at some really gammy CGI there, though.
Yeah, I've got a lot more to say about that when we get there. But, yeah, so, obviously we said at the end of the last episode, this is from the same people that brought us Sisu, the Finnish thing that you cannot have if you're not Finnish.
Damn right. You'll never have it, Colin. You'll never have it.
No. And the two actors that play the father and son in here are actually real life father and son, right?
Yeah, Jorma Tommila and Onni Tommila.
Jalmari Tommila and Onni Tommila.
Stop being Italian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cornetto.
Hey.
So the movie starts off with a Groundhog Day-esque sort of countdown, right? 24 days to Christmas. And it's like a slow, like one of those alarm clock things, 24 days to Christmas. In Finnish.
Yeah, and then it starts off, the first few sentences are actually in English.
That's right.
Which really had me thinking, have I got the wrong movie here? I better watch a little bit more. Because it's like, this is Finnish, right? Some English lad got on about a mining expedition and digging up sawdust, sorry. Yeah
65-foot deep sawdust.
That's normal in the middle of a mountain, right?
Yeah. So the guy who kind of reminds me of Scrooge, the sort of the big corporation that it says in the nutshell thing there, they're digging up Santa Claus. Sub-Zero, correct. Yeah. So he's all very it never really comes to light, how he knows so much about what not to do, blah, blah, blah,
it's happy. Obvious. It's obvious what to do. He's always watching. Don't be cursing. Don't be good. Don't be a naughty kid. Naughty kids get messed up.
Yeah, but I just don't know. What was his motive? What was his
It doesn't go into
spiel?
That's a bit of a miss, really, because his motivations are not exactly transparent.
Yeah, so he's like saying to the dig master, drill deeper, and here's the safety instructions, and it's like, what is it on it? It's like, don't smoke, don't swear,
smoke, don't curse, be happy, blah,
watch
blah,
your
blah.
mouth. Yeah. And so they're drilling away, and then we see two boys watching, which is Pietari and his friend. I can't remember his friend's name right now.
Joe something or yeah, that
J
some
boy.
lads.
Yeah,
J to the G.
yeah. So they've got so they're sort of spying and being boys, and they've yeah, they're grave robbing. They're basically, yeah, it's they're digging down for the grave of Santa Claus, and so it's yeah. So I think Pietari's, they sneak out through a hole in the fence, and he's sort of like, oh, it's
Oh,
Santa
him
Claus
and
up there.
Yuso.
Yuso, well done, Yuso.
Had to Google it.
Well done. Yeah. So Yuso, so Pietari is like going, it's definitely Santa Claus they're after up there,
Yuso's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, yeah, get out of here. He's an older boy and a bit more,
He's got his own skidoo and he's got his own rifle.
yeah, yeah, and so does Pietari during the movie. But yeah, so we have the
That's
intro.
later when he goes John McClane, though.
Fucking hell, yeah. Yeah, so we have an intro there where Pietari is sort of looking up all the books of what the real Santa was like, and it's a lot of montage of creepy Santa eating
Very big
children and boiling them alive.
Krampus, sort of.
Krampus, yeah.
Like the demonic Santa.
Yeah, exactly. So we go through that sort of montage that sort of gives us a exposition of what the Santa we're going to deal with in this movie is all about. And so it then cuts after the intro to One Day to Christmas, Groundhog Day style. And we see Pietari's dad, Rauno, setting a trap for some wolves, because the wolves are going nuts because of the digging up on the mountainside.
Yep, spikes, a digging. Looks pretty vicious.
Yeah, pretty vicious. Yeah, pretty deep, and he sticks a pig head on a rope up on top, which is nasty.
To entice the Mr. Wolves over the pit of doom.
Yeah, so it's you kind of have to keep that in mind for later on in the movie, the whole trap there,
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pietari has an advent calendar. He's opening up, and he puts tape over 24 because he's not happy.
Open that one, yeah.
He's not happy with 24. He's not happy. He knows Santa's around, and he knows the real Santa's a nasty piece of work. He finds footprints outside his window, so he heads in to his dad, and his dad is butchering a pig again. So in the first few minutes, we have a friggin' pig's head, and then we've got a friggin' pig.
Well, the remainder of the pig, he's chopping up a little bit more, so he can, I don't know, sell to neighbors or just eat.
Yeah, it gets them through the harsh northern winter, especially, and the reindeer, which is the next scene. They take their skidoo over to the communal sort of reindeer herding area, and the reindeers come, but there's only 2 of them. It's not enough.
And they're skinny feckers, and their lads don't look happy.
No, so they head on over to the Mountain of Doom, and there's 300 odd deer dead on the ground, massacred in a deer massacre.
Of course, they blame the mining operation for riling up Russian wolves.
Yeah, from across the border. Yeah, so they head on up there. No, first of all, he goes, "How much do you think this is all worth?" And so this buddy goes, 85,000 plus 22% fat. Which
Very important.
Which he repeats later on in the movie. Obviously, Pietari is left behind, and he lifts up a deer, and he sees a footprint under it. So he's
a bit worried. Normally, you wouldn't expect to see a bare footprint of a human underneath a dead deer.
Yeah, so they head up for compensation, but there's nobody up there.
Well, they go looking for compensation with shotguns and rifles. So they're getting compensation.
Yeah. Cowboy compensation. Or reindeer boy. But there's nobody up there.
Doors are left open, radios left on. Very, very spooky.
Very The Thing.
That's exactly what I wrote down here.
Oh, really?
Big asshole, very The Thing.
So, what did they just leave there? I can't remember. Did they leave?
They have a sniff about, and they see the big hole, and they're like, "What the hell are they digging for here?" And obviously, Pietari knows but everybody else is just, this is weird. Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, so the next scene, like there's a bit of a, I think, is it Pietari's telling the story to his buddy about Coca-Cola Santa was a hoax. Like all I have is written down the quotes. I can't remember the
Oh yeah,
scene.
that's exactly what he says to him. And he's at this moment he's dressed up in all of his
Oh yeah.
hockey gear, ice hockey gear. So he's hedging his bets on this one. He doesn't trust nothing.
And
He's
covering
right.
his butt as well, strangely.
Damn right.
It's kind of weird.
Spanked by Santi.
Yeah, is that it?
I don't know. It's got the cardboard over the butt was kind of weird.
Yeah. So he's telling his buddy all the history of it, like the Sami people up in the north of Finland iced him, put him on ice, and buried him back in the day, and yeah, that's how he's in there.
Makes sense.
The next scene is back in his kitchen house with his dad, and it's quite sort of background, sort of exposition time.
I actually think this scene's quite well played, and I think it's well acted between the boy and the kid, especially the dad in this one, because he's showing emotion underneath what he's trying to hold back. Because it appears to him his life is fecked. The herd of deer are gone. They've no money. They've no food. They've nowhere to go. They're screwed. Miss has been dead obviously years, so yeah, it's not great. And they're eating gingerbread men because that's all they've got.
Yeah, and Pietari is sort of concerned. He's going, "Have I been good?" And
well, it's an important question if Santi's gonna garrote you if you haven't been.
Stuff you in a sack.
Yeah.
Eat your brains out later. Yeah, but like Dad's crying. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent scene, well acted, and it's a bleak winter ahead for them because of their lack of reindeer. So he's not in a very good place. So he said, "Yeah, well, you're not a good boy. Good boys are in bed by this stage." So off he goes up to bed.
Yeah.
So we go back to we don't go back. We go to a warehouse somewhere, and the head dude is getting a call from Scrooge McDuck again. He's
have you got the cargo?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, and then he's like,
but I don't like that it's got a pulse.
Yeah. He's something like, fuck your safety instructions or something he says at some point, which is
that doesn't work well for him. Yeah.
So we see like the next scene, sort of 3 safety helmets just rolling on the ground. And then
no heads in, and then a pair of naked feet just standing looking at them.
Bare legs. And we see a lot more flesh as the movie goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Not of the good time.
No.
Kind. All right, so I think it's the next morning. Rauno's dinner was fucked. He put a bit of bacon in the oven last night and he burnt it, the doofus. Yeah. So he's not happy.
Good job, they've got loads of food.
Yeah, gingerbread. And so he heads to the fireplace, and obviously Pietari had put a trap in the fireplace.
A bear trap.
No less. Yeah. And he took his bloody hands off.
Yeah, he starts shouting at the kid, and I understand that because, a bear trap. Bit much.
Yeah. I thought at some point, or one point in the movie, that Vupe, his teddy bear, because he keeps on talking to it, I thought it was going to come up into play at some point, but no, it's another red herring.
It's a weird looking thing as well, isn't it? It's like a sack. Really shit looking half dog, half potato sack thing.
Hey, the Finnish they invented the Moomins, so they've got...
Don't knock the Moomins, man.
No,
sorry, don't go there.
They're magical hippos, so
they're
Vupe
awesome.
Could be a magical whatever. Anyway, the pig's head is gone. The trap is being
sprung.
Sees a hand in the trees underneath and a feather.
Back, Pietari.
Get back in the Pietari, back in the house, which Pietari never does. He never pays attention. He never listens. He feels ignored.
He's a bad kid, and he deserves to be garroted.
Well, he comes to save the day later.
He does.
Anyway, they drag in. He gets his buddy. Can't remember his name.
Yuso. Oh no, the other guy. Bugger. Pietarian.
Yeah, Pietari, who's
That
dressed up in a
chap. Pip.
Santa outfit. Yeah,
Pip from now on.
yeah, he's dressed up as Santa. He has to do some Santa stuff, which obviously is
Apt. Very
apt
apt.
and useful. So they've nabbed an old dude, and they're like going, "What the hell is this guy done? What's he doing wandering around here?"
So they think, well, okay, he's dead. He's in the wolf trap. We'll just chop him up, and so we'll bury him somewhere because it's illegal to have a wolf trap out the back, a wolf pit.
Yeah, they find a U.S. passport on him. They're like going, "Oh shit, he's fucking
Yeah, well, that obviously is not his.
no." Well, and you're kind of led to believe. Did you think it was Santa Claus?
Yes, it very much leads you
Yeah.
down that path, but it really isn't.
No, it's not. It's yeah, so it's an old dude, and he looks like an evil Santa Claus. He looks like the person in all the books that Pietari was reading at the start of the movie. But
He's not a
yeah,
jolly fat man.
yeah. So so he wants to. It's bandsaw time, so they want to start cutting off his limbs, but his limb jerks away from the bandsaw, which is interesting. And then, what?
Pietari looks in the window, and the
Yeah,
pseudo Santa sniffs
that's right.
because he can smell kids. Because they're
smell kids.
stinking.
Yeah. So Pietari runs away then because his dad sees him at the window. But yeah, we've seen Santa sniff the kid out and open his eyes in his direction. So it's kind of freaky a little bit. So Pietari runs away, grabs a cop, and the cop takes him in, and then he drives him somewhere else to another friend's house, and obviously
The potato man.
Potato Man. So Rauno
It's
is
Yuso's
following
house, isn't it? Yuso's dad's
yeah,
house.
Yuso's dad, whose name is Imo, I believe. Yeah, Imo.
Limo.
Yeah, so he's there and he's going, yeah, they stole all my potatoes. Where's my potatoes?
Well, yeah.
Well, it wasn't the potatoes, though.
The potato sacks.
Potato sacks. And then they're like, yeah, everybody. And then the cops go, yeah, they've everybody's radiators have been stolen around the town.
Hair dryers.
They've got my wife's hair dryer. It's a good make as well.
Well, the other guy slags him. It's a piece of crap. And he went, it's cutting edge tech. In Russia. That is the joke.
That's the joke. Well, this is 2010 when relationships were okay.
Slightly better, yeah.
Yeah. So Pietari goes up to see if Yuso's there, and Yuso is a wooden doll now in his bed.
Yeah, that's not freaky. Yeah.
No, they're all going, nah, don't worry, he's out and about looking after chasing girls or something.
Important to note that there was a wooden/straw kid found in the wolf pit by Pietari.
That's right. Yes.
Clearly, the guy they found in their wolf pit was meant to replace him.
Oh, yeah. True that.
Yeah, so he's onto him at this point. He's very onto him. He knows what he's up to, this Santy fella.
Yeah. So, fun fact, no other country calls Santa Claus Santy.
Really?
No. If you say Santy to anybody, what the fuck are you talking about?
So in the States, it's Santa only?
Santa, Father Christmas, Santa Claus. Any other country, well, there's Sinterklaas in the Netherlands and something else, I don't know. Well, other countries.
Damn Jerk's a mythical freak who started off life wearing a green jumper or whatever, and then as Pietari rightly says, it's a bloody hoax. He's changed red by Coca-Cola back in the day as an advertising campaign.
Yeah.
So I'll call him whatever I want.
You can.
Santi
Cazorla. He played for Arsenal at one point. All right, so they go back to Santa, and they're trying to interrogate him now. And he's going,
they pop around, or they bring the potato man with because he can speak English, and they're assuming this guy is an American, and they're like, okay, well, maybe we'll find out what he wants, and maybe we'll ransom him off. Maybe.
Yeah.
They go dark really quick.
Yeah, well,
they're in a bad place though. Like they're all about to starve.
Well, they're gone. Piperino gets his ear nearly bitten off by him because he's a bit of a crazy elf, basically, or Santa. They come in and he starts speaking English. He doesn't respond to anything. He smells this gingerbread, I think, and he's Um, and
That's
he's
right. Yeah.
yeah, they interrogate him. He perks up when Pietari comes in, and they basically go, "All right, tie him the fuck up."
They shoot him at least once as well.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just before they tie him up, they shoot him, and he gets back up again. So these guys are hardcore.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so they tie him up hanging from the roof. At what point do they realize that he's? Well, they're basically going, "Yeah, yeah, he's Santa Claus or something." Does Pietari say something to them or
Pietari
something?
keeps going at them until they originally, after he's been shot a couple of times and skewered by a wolf pit, they're like, "Yeah, he's not human."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So they
they've
get,
no other evidence, so they think maybe Pietari's got something here.
yeah, so they have a walkie-talkie from his clothes or whatever, and they hear the head honcho going, "Yeah, where is the cargo, whatever?" And they go, "We have Santa Claus. Give us $85,000. Meet
Yeah,
us." So they cart Santa Claus off in the back of a van, and there's a creepy scene when he's looking through the glass at Pietari in the
that
van.
is really creepy, and not in this scary way, but more in a just.
Yeah, it was, and they could have done a lot more with that. Actually, I thought they could have, like, it's rated R. It's really not a rated R movie apart from naked bodies later on, which is
Apart from Todgers and a-holes, there's no real reason to have it R.
no. And I'll explain why I think this should be a Disney Christmas movie with a PG rating in a few scenes
I don't know
time.
if the basic story is really something you want at Christmas time.
No, I think it's a good sort of, if you tweak it
Santa's
a bit.
demon.
Yeah, you tweak it a bit, and then you're basically you've got rid of the evil Santa, and you're then carting and shipping off the Santas all around the world as the nice Santas. It's got a good message behind it. If it was actually blah blah blah, if it was built around it.
Yeah, but I think Finnish people are a bit crazy, and this weirdness appeals to them a bit more.
Yeah. All right, so they're there at the warehouse now. Hand over the Scrooge characters there, and they're going, "Yo, what the hell?" It's 56 minutes into the movie, and it's only a 1 hour and 21 minutes. So it's like, what the hell is going on? We're at this thing. Pietari sidles off. There's a massive door with the number 24 on it, so he nips into that one.
Yeah, like when he does that, I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't seem like a really good idea, considering what you were thinking earlier
Oh yeah,
with
he
his
didn't want to.
advent calendar.
Yeah, he didn't want to actually do anything regarding it. Anyway, Scrooge McDuck gets an axe to his head, and then lots of elves come around, and
Yeah, and they kill the pilot of Scrooge McDuck, which is really weird because they haven't really killed all that
No.
much. All they've done is kidnap
No.
a few kids, and they've left everybody else alone, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, it's been. That's what I'm telling you. It's a weirdly rated R movie, and the fact that it's only R because there's a bit of blood at some point. Yeah, there's a couple of deaths here, but that's it. And then there's naked elves later on, which are full frontal.
I agree with you. It is a wasted R.
It is
If you're going to
wasted
limit
R.
your audience, you kind of might as well, go 2 feet in.
Yeah, yeah. So there's some creepy scenes of the elves creeping through the forest towards them. I thought that was quite well shot.
Yes, absolutely.
We see inside the warehouse now. It's Santa's nesty frozen, massive horns there. So basically, it's obviously not Santa that they had. It's an elf. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
There's sacks of kids there writhing on the ground. That's where all the heaters have been stolen to. And so the elves are basically coming in closely and slowly, and all the adults are yelling and shouting at each other. Pietari takes charge. He shoots a shotgun and goes, "Yo, I'll
John
do
McClane
this.
now, biatches."
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers." So
Yeah,
this is it. This is
he
the
gets-
Disney movie.
He gets
It's
an
not-
amazing Home Alone style plan because
Yeah.
suddenly he's no longer the timid kid that he was the whole way through the movie.
Yeah, exactly. So this is ridiculous. This is it's a Disney movie, or let's just say, for want of a better word, a children's movie, because the Pietari now, this 11-year-old boy, he takes charge of saving the day. So he's basically, he plans out something, and all the adults go, okay, we'll do that. So PP is can fly the helicopter outside. They load all the children's sacks into a net underneath the helicopter, and Pietari jumps on board that and goes, "Yeah, yeah, lift me up. I'm good. I'm John McClane, bitches." So
Yeah, let's go to the reindeer pen, and
yeah,
obviously the little LV boys will follow the children. Leads them all there like a bunch of rats to the Pied Piper, and then realizes he needs to jump off the helicopter to
yeah,
open up the gate and electrify it. He
yeah,
goes full John McClane, no problems. For a kid who's kind of scared the whole way through, he goes badass like on a flick of a switch.
yeah. So I'm telling you, it's a stupid. At the end, at this point, you're looking, and it's like there's cinematography of him 1,000 feet in the air riding the bloody sack of children underneath the helicopter. And it's just ridiculous. It's
It
like,
is.
so don't have a child protagonist in an R-rated movie. Don't waste an R-rated movie, please. Like, if you want it to be showing a kid, then let kids watch this movie and be, you know,
PG-13
inspired.
or something.
PG-13 it. So the only things so basically, okay, there's dead reindeer at the start. Okay, just put the antlers on the ground. You don't have to have the bodies. There's a
Yep.
pig's head. Get rid of that.
Suggestion of dead animals. That'll do.
Yeah. Get rid of the pig's head. You don't need it. Just put a piece of meat. Don't have him as a butcher, or have him as a butcher, but don't have him fucking slitting up the pig's body. Have the fucking elves wearing pants.
See, I'm leaning the other way. I say change the ending.
Okay,
Have
then do that.
have fucking Pietari die horribly at the end and make
Didn't
things go absolutely twisted. I wanted to go absolutely twisted for the ending. That's my biggest complaint with this movie. It doesn't go far enough. There isn't blood splattering all over the place. There isn't elves being chopped in half, and Pietari, or whatever his fucking name is, he doesn't get chopped in half.
Pippi
People needed to,
Longstocking? Yeah.
load of people needed to die, and I wanted to see blood and guts.
I was expecting to see blood and guts. It's an
It's an
R-rated
R-rated
movie.
movie. Yeah, you lean into it or don't.
So basically, the only on-screen death we see is the axe through Scrooge McDuck's head, and it's not through it; it's just in the back of his head,
Yeah, yeah.
like bloody friggin' one of the hobbits in the day. Like that was that was a worse death, but it was very similar. It wasn't digitally. Dominic Monaghan's
Oh,
death in the
sorry. I
day.
was going to say, I was like,
Yeah,
what? Oh, yes.
yeah, yeah. Similar.
What
Similar.
day? I've thankfully wiped
Yeah.
most of that from my memory banks.
Yeah. So all right. So all the elves, all the naked old men, basically are
A
running.
whole
And
lot of Todgers.
we see a lot of genitalia flapping, and it's ridiculous. It's stupid. If that's the R-rated, then it's bullshit. It's terrible. Anyway, the at this when he's doing that, they're sticking dynamite into Santa's ice
Santa
cube
baby.
nest,
Yeah.
and they have it all ready, and then they go up with chainsaws and chainsaw his horns off. I don't know why they do that. They keep him, obviously, so makes a good talking point at the hunting lodge, I guess.
Well, I would have done the same. You take antlers off a very large reindeer, I guess. So
Yeah.
what's the difference? Do it with Santi.
Yeah, yeah. So they blow him up, and when they do that, all the elves go, "Huh? What? What's going on?"
Their sat nav kicks off, or their 4G disconnects.
Yeah, their reason to live is no longer. So they're
Yeah.
all sort of, I
So
don't know.
the Santi Wi-Fi is disconnected, and there's no more signals being sent to them to do stuff. So
Yeah,
they just hang around and have nothing to do. I find this is kind of weird that the lad in the helicopter with all the kids in the sacks flies away and leaves Pietari in a massive reindeer pen, surrounded by what were 30 seconds prior to this murderous lunatics.
yeah,
And he's like,
but
"Yeah, it's fine. They're going to be okay. I'll fly off."
yeah. So like then they're like going, they get together then whatever at the end, and they're all standing in a row. And we've got 198 Santas now. What are you going to do with them? Whatever. Then he's.
I like this end. Prior to this, the ending's awful, but I like what they do then.
Well, it's fine, but like there was a fake ending where it was a slow motion reaction of Pietari's face. It was like, this is a fucking Lifetime movie. This
Yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but then it fades to black, then it comes in again where they're training all the Santas to be
Mall Santas, as it's in
mall
the States.
Santas. Yeah, exactly. And so they're basically teaching them how to handle a kid on their lap.
Present's not for you, boy.
Yeah, and then yeah, they show putting one into a box and nailing him inside it, and just putting like South Africa or something on the label and
It was,
shipping him
I
off.
think it was Namibia, or something weird like that. Like,
Yeah, somewhere in Africa. So that's the
uh,
rare exports, I guess.
oh no, it was Zimbabwe or Zanzibar. Zanzibar, sorry.
Really? I thought it was South Africa.
Oh, I can't remember. I have to watch it in 2
Well,
seconds. I'm not going to bother.
No, never. And then that's really the end.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, my whole like I've already said it. We've talked about it already. I think it's a waste of an hour. I think the fact that the last 20 minutes Pietari becomes this hero and there's no more violence, there's no guts, there's no nothing. It's just basically a bunch of old age pensioners with their tackles out.
Not needed, really.
Not needed, and it's stupid. I think it was. I think the script needed to either go to one side or the other, and it doesn't reach either side. It's it's not R and it's not PG, and it's somewhere in the middle, and it doesn't know what it is basically.
Question for you. In a similar sort of genre, Christmas horrors, Gremlins.
Yeah,
That was PG-13, right?
I think it was something like that. Yeah, because there was no real sort of death, blood, and violence. There was
See,
death of the gremlins.
That's what you can do with a horror Christmas movie, and it really works. Like I loved that movie back in the day. I don't know, I haven't seen it in 15 years.
Yeah,
But if you're not going to go R, do something like that. Lean into the pretend violence. Do what you can get away with.
yeah. Well, but they could do it with with the props
budget.
that they had, with the monsters that they had. Like the elves in this movie were human characters, so if you killed a lot of those, well, then kill them. Then that's fine.
Yeah.
Like chop their heads off. That's fine. There was nothing like that. The only violent death was, as we said, Scrooge McDuck, the guy that wanted to sell Santa Claus or wanted to keep
And
him.
even that wasn't all that violence, let's be honest. Like it was.
There was no blood. I don't think they knew how to kill human beings in this movie with their budget. It's like, how do we do that? Like,
In fairness,
digital
1.8
blood?
million is nothing for a movie.
No, but like fair play to them with the look of the movie and the production. It didn't look like
I thought some of
1.8.
the sort of the choice of lighting and cinematography was actually quite well done. Some of the scenery choices as well. It's probably everywhere you look. You got amazing scenery in Finland, though. But
True. All right. Well,
Yeah.
listen. Yeah. That's. I have my issues with it. I'm going plot. I'm going 2 out of 5. I have issues with it, and I've said it already. What are you going?
I give it 2.5. I'm a bit more forgiving. Yes, Junior John McClane kind of annoyed me a little bit, but there were elements of the plot that I enjoyed, namely the very, very ending where they ship him off to somewhere in Africa. I thought that was amazing. It's a bit slow.
Scene you love.
The last scene is a bit of a saving grace on it. Everything else is a bit. Some parts were interesting.
Yeah. I'm giving average for acting 2.5 out of 5. I thought it was fine. I didn't think like the kid was bad. I thought he was quite good, and all the adults were fine. The only bad people were the English speaking characters. Actually, the guy.
Yeah, they were brutal. The
horrible.
minor guy was just
The minor was terrible. Yeah.
pointless, and the CEO of Sub-Zero was a caricature of a rich lad.
Yeah.
He wasn't very good. But no, with the 2 main actors, the boy and the dad, I thought specifically the dad, I thought he was excellent. The kid was good up until the John McClane moments.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, he got stupid at that point, and his acting got very.
Because he didn't
a
suit
9-year-old thinks a superhero or action hero does.
Well, see, that's it. It didn't suit the character. The character was scared all movie long. He's
Yeah,
wearing gear all movie long. And then suddenly he's like, all right, shut the fuck up, everybody. I'm going to hop onto this
that's my
helicopter.
biggest problem with the movie is the transition. He
Yeah.
needs to be scared the whole way through. Maybe get a bit of guts and just about save his dad's life or something like that, but not go full Arnie on it.
No. Like
Get to the
that
job.
twist. I go to the job up, beep, beep. No, like, it's again, when I was looking at it, I was going, all right, so this script is too mixed up. It should have been, it could have been two separate movies. What did you give acting anyway?
I give acting 2.5. Yeah, the two main guys good. Everybody else were kind of awful.
Yeah. Soundtrack I gave 2. Wasn't like, I thought the incidental music was fine, which didn't really add much to it. The overall sound was fine, just below average for me.
Yeah, I give it 2 as well. It didn't really impact on anything, which is a shame. You know, it's a Christmas movie. Lean into the cheesiness.
Yeah. Production I gave 2.5, again, average. Scenery is lovely. You can point a camera out at snow and it'll look nice. It's fine.
Mountains and snow, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's pointed.
I give the same. Inoffensive. Listen, in fairness, they did amazing with 1.8 million on production.
Yeah.
That's the best you can say.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, the lighting effects on so many male members was just well done.
Yeah, I think I knocked off 0.25. I could have given 2.75, but I didn't. I was like, no, I'm not going to bother, because the entire movie was R-rated because of 300 naked old men.
That is the biggest letdown. I think they should have kept. Well, they should have got more of a budget, kept it R-rated, and killed a bunch more people. And maybe I'll knock it up a few points.
Yeah. Well, the filmmaker dude, Jalmari Helander, he had 2. This Rare Exports was 2 other web shorts with the Rare Exports pre-title on it. So this was the Christmas sort of episode, I guess. So
okay.
Yeah, so Andrea Gronville in the Chicago Reader gave it 50 out of 100. She said, based on 2 of his previous shorts, this lurid vision is good for a few laughs, some intended, some not.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And then Jeanette Katsoulis in the New York Times gave it 90 out of 100.
Okay.
Yeah. The focus of this bizarre Finnish fairy tale, as black as anything the Brothers Grimm could have dreamed up, is a sinister old codger who chews off ears and whose demon minion kidnaps innocent children. Ho, ho, ho.
She's got her story wrong.
She's absolutely got it wrong. She hasn't even watched the movie.
Pay attention, woman, if you're going to remove or review that movie.
It's not a sinister
Santi
old codger.
Doesn't eat anybody. He gets blown up.
God
dang it.
He isn't part of the story. Watch the bloody movie.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Look at us in a 2p podcast who can do a better job than a New York Times journalist.
Granted, we will work for them if they ask.
Yeah. We're available. Yeah, I can't work Sundays. Sorry.
Or most days, actually.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not moving to New York. Okay, so all right, let's bury Santa again and chop off his horns, and
we get the Sami people back out to stick him in a block of ice for us.
Stick him in a block of ice, fridge him up for the next millennia, and see what happens. All right, so that's the end of episode 39. This was Rare Exports: A Christmas Tale. If you are stuck for a movie to watch that's not happy and not, emotionally sappy, then whatever. Yeah, pop this in. It's an hour and 20, so you'll get it done.
It's not the worst thing you could see at Christmas. It's certainly not the best, though. So
no, but I can think. Yeah, watch Gremlins, watch Scrooged with Bill Murray, watch
no, Christmas Carol with
Die Hard,
Michael Caine.
Oh, the Muppets Christmas Carol. Yeah, watch that.
Scrooge, fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot more out there, but if you want to watch Finland, then do this. Okay, so our next episode is episode 40, which we're going to get into the habit of having our recap on every decade, on every zero number, because my brain was not happy with our recaps being done on the one episode, on the episode 31, episode 21. So I want our recap episodes to be every decade, every zero. So that's what's going to happen. So no random choice now, but we'll have it at the end of next episode. It'll be our random recap. So yeah, so I think Happy New Year to everybody, because it is 2024. Does it feel like it?
I don't know. I stopped counting. Too many years. I give up.
Once it became painful to put on your socks.
About 15 years ago.
Yeah. All right, so that's the end of episode 39. We will see you in episode 40 of 50K plus random movie reviews. Leave a like, share, comment, review, everything. Make us get better, bigger, faster, stronger. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.